Iscreamartist, a platform where we speak to some of the most prominent artists. On this show, we will be chopping it up with them to find out some of the ins and outs and tips of their artistry. Hashtag Iscreamartist.
My name is Charlie Samson. Well, I was born in Kwashabisa. After that, I lived Kwasumkelo with my grandmother. And then I moved to Kwamsane, where I lived with my brothers. My sister took care of me as my mother worked. I think she was still a taxi driver back then. My dad got married, to another woman who practically raised me. Now I moved in with him, so I lived in Stanger. My first mother passed away, the one that my father married, and then had a fall off with my dad. And then I went back to my mother, and I remember my mom swore at me a lot when I told her that I actually wanted to be in the entertainment industry. Then I moved back with my father when I was doing my grade 11. And then I went to a school called Claywood Secondary, which was like very similar to Yuzo. I went to school with gangsters, with kids that, back in Richards Bay, with your friends. You're like, oh, we went to the beach, we got KFC, or we went to Spur, and things like that. Oh, we got a new PSP game, versus to, we had like, I think 3 cars this weekend, we sold them off, I stabbed the guy, so, I kind of experienced the both of, the worlds, For me, a director is somebody who's able to bring everybody together in order to achieve a certain goal and a certain vision that is inspired by the script, but is told through the voice of the director. That's the easiest, actually my favorite. Just, go stand over there and say your line, or go get me that. It's just, there's no particular way to it, you just tell people what you need, but obviously the approach is always respectful, because these are human beings that are here to help, create your vision, make it come alive. I think it's very kind of you to ensure that production is on schedule, because that means now you're putting the production above what you actually need to accomplish via whatever it is that you're shooting. So that becomes then the first AD's job, to make sure that you're on schedule. But you as a director, your main focus is to make sure that you're getting what you need for the story. Film is about collaboration. Sometimes an actress might have a better idea or a better way to get the scene, and if you can listen as a director, then you know that at the end of the day you're going to be credited for it, because there's no way in the credit that will say that, oh, Six directed that scene, by the way. We were shooting this Mzansi movie, and I remember the last scene was literally blocked by the entire crew. Everybody just had, threw in ideas, even better ideas than I had for the scene. And it doesn't mean that you accept everything that, that's thrown your way, but if it works, then you take it. With directing, I think you kind of see your mistakes after, you see them in post, You're like, oh, damn, I shouldn't have done it like that, or I shouldn't have done it like that, I mean, if you do catch it on as you blocking, then it's great, because now you can rectify it. If you don't have the time, then you can't do what you really, really want to do. But that time needs money, time is money, so it's probably a bit of both. No matter how great you are as a director, if you're costing the production money, nobody actually wants to work with you. Because in South Africa, our projects don't make as much money as, Europeans and Americans. Indie films are definitely way better. So commissioned stuff, so, your River is by, the Mzansi stuff, the Republic, all of those, stuff that you actually see on TV. I'd say 95% of them are, maybe 95% is too much, but most of them are commissioned, more than licensed. So it's whereby a producer or a filmmaker submits an idea to the channel, and they say, okay, we want you want to make this idea, and then the channel gives you the entire money for you to make it. You make the project, and then it belongs to the channel, because the channel put up, the whole money, even though it's your idea. It's their projects. They can do whatever they want to do with it. And then indie stuff are projects that you kind of like self-fund yourself, which means you've got full creative control, which means you can tell whatever narrative or story that you want to tell. But also the disadvantage of that is that you got to cough out the money, Toxic we did, I think, like in 2017. I think part of the conversation was inspired by the documentary that Chris Brown did on his when he talks about his relationship with Rihanna and the abuse that they both endured in the relationship. It tackled a lot of social issues, themes. It was like love, was betrayal, family relationships, but also how words can be vile, and the reasons why we stay in those in those situations. So you gotta give people something that they're not gonna get on TV, something that can make them overlook the production mistakes, or the quality of it, and just be like immersed by the story, because it was like that real and that raw and that intense. And we had received a lot of messages, of people saying that they went through a similar thing or an exact thing, the lesbian relationships, the gay relationships, the heterosexual relationships, everybody saying that I experienced a part of what was displayed on Toxic, and I think that touched me a lot, because it feels like because I think my whole film art should reflect life, imitate life, the same way that life imitates film.
What are you gonna remember? Everything.
Lament. Lament's a story that's also like heavily inspired by my own life and a whole lot of other films. So Lament was part to just like prove people that I can be a technical director and I can like have beautiful visuals and like do all of that. But I mean, the project has opened quite a lot of doors. I think that story is king, no matter what you do. And I think the reception for Elements has been, quite amazing, even, some people, I've gotten some messages from people that are in the States as well, just admiring, and telling me how much they resonated with it. I don't think so. People have asked me about it quite a lot of times. I mean, I don't know if I'd ever do a season 2, because I'm just in love with how the web series one is. Like, I kind of like love the flaws of it and how amateur it is, and there's just a part of me that's just special about, the web series.
Flowers, but I want to know why the fuck do you have another man raising my daughter?
She's not your daughter, okay?
I don't sound like so much confidence, are you sure?
So the upcoming project is another indie film. It's called A Love Story, which is a prequel to This Is Not a Love Story. And we're still writing and like raising some money for it. There's a couple of, direction projects that I've been asked to come do, which were birthed by, people seeing Elements. So I'm excited for that. It's not essential, but it's also great if you do go to film school, because you just get to learn things, I know some really, really amazing directors that actually went to film school, who are like flipping amazing, like Dean Blumberg, Zwelitha Hadebe, they went to film school. If that ever happens, then I'll just tell the actor to direct the whole thing then. and then let's see. So yeah, I think that's how I'd probably like handle it. I don't think I'd remake any classic, but if there's a film that I wish I had directed because it's so damn good, there's quite a lot. Like No Country for Old Men, I wish I directed that. Wolf of Wall Street, I wish I directed that. And not that I want to make it different, but I wish I directed it the way that it was, the way that I seen it, the way that it was directed. Hard to Get by Zine Dooley, I wish I directed that. Knuckle City, I wish I directed that. Top 5 directors, just based on talents, like pure talents. It's Jamil Kobega, Debocha Mahyati, Debocha Malope, Dean Blumberg, and Angus Gibson. It's my top 5. In terms of story, I love dark stories that and like broken, flawed characters, and what frames and approach the technical side of it. I love wide frames. I love the rule of thirds. I love dead space as well. I don't like looking room because that's so tradition, and it's what it's been done for so many years. I love it when an audience can't finish a scene or finish an episode. I remember it happened a lot with Toxic, where this girl in episode 5, she literally shut her computer down. It's like, no, fuck, I'm not watching this. And then 10 minutes later, she wanted to go back but see, I love doing that to people. So I'd say that's like my style. So going to drama school was actually like a blessing in disguise, because acting is just purely about performance and story. That's what it did for me, I think, as a director, is the ability to bring out performance from an actor, to get exactly what I feel like the scene needs. I think directors should be writers and actors. You have to be able, even if the script is not written by you, but you also have to be able to see that story and make it better through performance and through blocking. If you've also done acting as well, you're able to cast actors that are fitting for that role. There's a lot of brilliant actors, but just because you're brilliant doesn't mean that you actually fit for this role. You can cast a great actor, but the role is not for them, and they will be completely horrible. And I think Martin Scorsese, who's my top director, is able to write script, versus, and also bring out actors, bring out performance from actors. I think he's one of the best character performance directors. My advice is just start. Just direct. Take a phone, cost a couple of frames, shitty camera, just write and start directing. But in the movie, basically, this is the last scene we're doing. And obviously throughout, the journey of, shooting this movie, well, the character that you've gone through, the that you've been playing has obviously gone through quite a lot of, hurdles, a lot of mistakes that she made, a lot of hate that she experienced for herself. But also, the lessons that she's learned from doing this, especially with the passing of her father and her son, which is something that broke her completely. But it has built you to this character that you are now at the end of the movie. And there's a letter that you received from your father. And basically, I just need you to just read it and just reflect upon it and what he's saying. And I just want a variety of emotions of that are honest and real and gentle. It's sweet, it's heartbreaking, it's emotional, but you're also free. You're no longer the person that hates herself for taking what little life that your character had, and you're deciding as of now, as of this moment, that that you're gonna live. You're going to live for your father. You're going to live for your son. You're no longer going to try hurt yourself. You're going to preserve their memory. And the camera is just going to start from a wide. And it's just going to come in closer, slowly, slowly to you. And I just want to see those beautiful eyes of yours, because that's where the performance is, in the eyes. They will tell me everything that I need to know about what you're feeling in the scene, because there's no words, you know, just performance, honest. I'm not saying cry, but if it does happen, then I will accept it as long as it's truthful and it's honest. And then after 10 seconds of the camera being so close to you, it's going to gently pull away, and after 5 seconds as it pulls away, I just want you to get up and leave. And let you leave the letter here on the couch. Can you do that for me? Okay, cool. Now I want you to put the letter down and you look up to the sky, to the heavens, because that's where they are. That's where they are. Not with these ones. Why y'all giving me these ones? Why y'all giving me different cookies, man? Whoa.
We'll give you a chance. Let's see.
Okay, wait, just let it hold. Let it hold. Ah, fuck. So 8 lemons.
Yes, she we should have put you in the challenge to see if you can also make.
Ah, fuck it.
Don't give me the cookies.
It's fine. 40 seconds. Ooh, at least I got to one cookie. Better. Boys are better. Boys are better.
What has one head, 1 foot, and 4 legs?
Man, surprised something lives in the ocean though. What is it?
It's a bed.
What? A bed? Oh damn, I would have never gotten that.
What can you catch but not throw?
Feelings. What can you catch when I can't throw?
What?
Atmosphere, breath.
Be cold.
Oh fuck.
What kind of band never plays music?
What kind of band never plays music? Oh, robbers, thieves.
A rubber band.
Rubber band. Oh, that's a good one.
All right. What has a thumb, 4 fingers, but it's not a hand?
A glove.
Where does today come from? No, where does today come before yesterday?
Where does today come before yesterday? Where does it come from? Is that what you're asking?
Where does today come before yesterday?
Today.
Dictionary.
Yeah,